All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So today we're going to be talking about the beginning parts of supply and demand. We're going to talk about demand first. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with this lesson. All right, so we're going to analyze what a substitute effective is. Just saying, we're going to examine how consumers change play a factor in demand, and we're going to create an argument on whether some items are purposely created to complement another item. So here's your warm-up picture. Now, if you notice where it says then, you can see there's this Gucci purse type of thing, and then where it says now, there's a bag of groceries. Okay, so what the question is asking you is this person, how they want some particular person back then, their top priority was buying Gucci purses and things like that. Now their top priority is getting groceries, food. Okay. So my question to you is this: what do you think could have happened to this person to make them change from going from buying Gucci purses and things like that to now, I'm just gonna buy groceries now. You know, what could have been the change? What could have happened in their life to make them go from Gucci, oh, I have to get the Gucci purses and things like that, to I have to get groceries? What could have happened? Okay, so think about it. Write your response. Okay, because we're moving on in 3, 2, 1. So, a change in quantity demanded. What does this mean? It's a movement along the demand curve that shows a change in the quantity of a product purchased in response to a change in price. So, if you remember the chart from the week before, where I asked you guys, like, if a hamburger was costing $100, how many would you want? How much would you want at $50, $20, all the way down to $1? Remember that line we drew? That's when they call it demand curve. Okay. So what could make that curve move? Well, one of the things is an income effect, which is when a change in quantity demanded because of a change in price alters a person's real income. Okay. So things like if a person loses their job, you know, they can no longer say, you know what, let's go to the movies, let's go, eat fast food. And no, because once they lose their job, that's income that's not coming in anymore. So now they have to look at what money do I have right now and what do I need to basically pay for? What do I really need? And then that comes to the essentials, the needs, not the wants, the needs. Remember, food, shelter, clothing, groceries, rent, and if you need new shoes, new socks, new shirt, you're not getting brand name, you're getting the cheaper stuff. Okay. Then comes the substitute effect. Okay. Or a change in quantity demanded because of change in relative price of the product. So again, you're limited in money. So now you may not be getting those frosted flakes with Tony the Tigers. You might not getting the Cocoa Puffs. You might be getting the big bag, Dino Bites, which, don't get me wrong, I love the Dino Bites. I love those cereals. But some people are like, oh, no, I have to have Frosted Flakes. I have to have those Frosted Mini Wheats. And it's like, no, you don't. There's something that's basically the same stuff. Does it taste exactly the same? No. But is it the same? Just a little lower, just a little notch down. So typically, large income people get brand name stuff. Lower income people, you get the generic version. Okay. Now, somebody in class asked me, several years ago, what if? So if you get like a large income, right? You're making a lot of money. Do you have to buy brand names? Absolutely not. I know some people who make very good money and they don't buy Tylenol and Advil and things like that. They buy the Target version, the Walmart version of those vitamins and, pain medications and stuff like that. Why? It's basically the same thing, and they actually get more for a cheaper price. You know, so just remember this: the more money you have, the more options you have on what to buy, whether expensive or cheap. But if you have a low income, you're limited on your money. Your options are very limited too. Now you only can buy cheaper things. Okay. So another thing is change in demand. People are willing to buy different amounts of product at the same price. Okay. Now here's the thing: as you see from this chart, where it's that blue line, okay, when it goes to the right, that's an increase in demand, and that's a good thing. Okay. When it goes to the left, that's a bad thing. Okay. So like right now, um, like Kanye West, his shoes, his albums, stuff like that, it'd be going to the left. I mean, the price is still the same, but no one's buying it now. I mean, they're not going to buy it. A lot of people are not. Now, yeah, there's a new quarterback for the 49ers. His last name is Purdy. Um, so his jerseys is still going to cost the same as it did the day before last week. But now, because he's a starting quarterback for the 49ers, now more people are wanting his jersey. So the demand shifted to the right, even though the price is still the same. Okay? And this is where it comes to consumers' taste. It never stays the same. Ever, ever, ever. I mean, look at a picture of your parents when they were in high school. Look at what they're wearing. Look at their hairstyle, things like that. And you'll be like, why did you do that? Why did you think you look cool with your tips of your hair dyed and, your hair all like looking fuzzy and things like that? You're wearing those clothes, those shoes, those this and that. Putting your makeup that certain way. Because again, at that time, that was the trend. It was the fad. That's the thing people did back then. So, like when you have children, nieces, nephews, godchildren, or whatever, and they look at your pictures online, see how you looked, when you were a teenager, they're gonna look at you going, "Oh my God, why did you do that? Why did you put your makeup? Why do you take pictures with like you give yourself doggy ears, a dog tongue, or why you do little faces? That's dumb. Why'd you wear those clothes and things like that?" And you're saying, well, that was the thing to wear back in the day. Again, times change, trends change. The other thing is substitutes. This is basically an item that can be used in place of another thing. Again, is it the same? No, but they can basically use it the same way. So, great example: extra virgin olive oil is like the healthiest oil you can use. Okay. If you don't have extra virgin olive oil, you can still use canola oil. Canola oil is not as healthy as extra virgin olive oil, but it's still pretty healthy. It's good for your heart compared to like, peanut oil, things like that. That's not good for your heart. Okay. Same thing with like butter. Butter's great. Butter's amazing. But if you have butter, you can use margarine. Is margarine the same as butter? No. The taste is different. But it's a substitute. It could take the place of butter. So if you're cooking and you don't have any butter, you can use margarine. It'll work just as well. The next thing is compliments. Compliments, not like, hey, you look great today, or hey, you're awesome. That's not the compliments we're talking about. We're talking about a thing that goes well with something else. Okay. This usually increases the demand for the other thing. Okay. Excuse me. So for like a computer, you buy a computer, awesome, great. What are you gonna do with it? Oh well, I'm gonna use it for gaming and things like that. Well, you're gonna need, you know, some better computer chips, hard drives, things like that. video card, all that good kind of stuff. You're going to need better monitors. So those things complement the computer. Okay, because again, it's part of it. It makes it enhances it, makes it better. So the same thing like a car. You bought a car. Awesome, great job. Before you hit 500 miles in your car, you're going to need some gas. You need to fill up. So gasoline, car, go together. Same thing with like pets and pet food. Okay, can you give your pets human food? Sure you can. Sure you can. But if you give your cat or dog something that some human food that doesn't agree with their stomach, you're going to be cleaning up some messes. You might be taking them to the hospital or the vet, you know. So dog food, cat food, whatever pet food, your goldfish, it's not going to be eating a hot dog. Okay, just saying. All right. So again, shifts do change due to a number of consumers, whether it's more, which goes to the right, or if it's less, it goes to the left. Okay. And why do people, choose to buy more or buy less of something? There's so many different reasons, guys. There's like 1,000,001 variations. Okay. So here's your question. Why do you think people buy non-essential things when they know they can't afford it? Someone's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go have a weekend trip in Vegas." Well, they got no money. They haven't paid their rent. You know, they had to borrow money to get some gas in their car. Why would they be going to Vegas? Someone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy a 78-inch TV." Why? You live in a studio apartment. It's a tiny little place. Why would you need a big old TV like that? It's going to take up basically half your apartment. You know? So why do you think people buy things that are non-essential when they can't afford it? So think of 2 reasons. Shouldn't be too hard. 2 reasons why people do that. Now again, if you only put one, you're not going to get full credit for this question. Okay? Now, do not, I repeat, do not stop the video just yet. There's something else I got to show you guys. Okay? All right. So you should have got this paper from me that has this thing that says substitutes and complementary goods. Okay? So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go through this stuff. Now, I'm going to go with you over the first 2 with you like I did with the people in class. Okay? So like substitutes, things that are the same as the other thing. So in this case, number 1, Pepsi. Pepsi's a soda. What's another type of soda? So if you said something like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, yeah. Yes, you're right. So that's what you would put next to Pepsi. One of those drinks. Next one, milk. Okay? Let's say you're baking a cake and you don't have any milk. What could you use in place of that milk? Now, do not say like one person said in class and said, water. I was like, why water? And they're like, well, it's both liquids. Okay, but here's the thing. If you're baking a cake, putting water in place of milk, it's not going to have the same effect because milk does have an effect on cakes and things like that. You're going to have a tortilla-looking cake if you put water instead of milk. Okay? So what other type of milks are there? Well, you got almond milk, soy milk, condensed milk, powdered milk. So you got several of them. So like the next one, jacket. It's something that you put on you and it keeps you warm. What else do you put on that covers you and keeps you warm? So think about it. Okay. Now, complementary. Let's go down to number 9. Okay. Peanut butter. Now, these are complementary. These are things that go well with these items. Okay. So peanut butter. What goes well with peanut butter? first thing that should have probably jumped in your head, more than likely, was jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. If you said bread, okay, that works too. Right? If you said something like crackers, yeah, peanut butter on crackers, a little good snack. You know, celery, peanut butter on celery, that's a healthy snack. Okay? So as you can see so far, if you haven't noticed, count on quite yet, there are more than one possible answer. So if you're like, oh my God, I can't, what's a good answer? Oh, I have to think of one. No, you don't. There are different answers. There are plenty of them. But the thing is, does it, again, work as a substitute or complementary? Based on what I'm asking for you. So like the next one, your phone. What is something that's complement to your phone? Something that only really goes with your phone that doesn't really go with anything else. So if you say like a phone case, perfect answer, right? You can't take a phone case and wrap it around your TV, right? Not going to work. If you say something like a charger, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, charger. Granted, yeah, you could use, if you have like an iPhone charger, it'll charge your like tablet and things like that, sure. But the thing is, it's limited to the product of the company, so it does work as a complementary. Okay. If you said something like earbuds, yeah, that works too. So next one says Christmas tree. So think of something that goes on a Christmas tree that doesn't really go with anything else. Okay? Once you've done this paper, you are done with this lesson. Okay? Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So with that being said, guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later, okay?